is one big dirty toilet seat, and we're all doing our best to keep on shitting without touching the surface. But fuck it, it's Friday, March 20th, 2020. It's a Dose of Buckley, live on YouTube. Thanks for joining the show today. Hope that you're well. Hope that you're, not spreading the virus to everyone and their fucking brother today. But we are going to do pretty much the same show that we did last week here in terms of format. So you are going to get a chance to possibly call in. And how do you do that? Well, you do that by joining the Discord. You can participate in the show by going to discord.gg/capitals KHZB, the number 4, capital M, small b. Now, people have been saying to me, well, how come I can't get a link to this? Where's the link? Listen, if you cannot figure out how to type this out, I don't want to talk to you anyway, okay? Because fucking, that's just ridiculous, okay? So, discord.gg/capital KHZB, the number 4, capital M, small b. You type that into your Google, into wherever the fuck. You don't even need Discord in order to get there. So, to get chosen as a caller, number 1, join the Discord. Once again, there's the fucking link. And I'm going to put the link as well in the questions part as well on the graphics on YouTube here. So you'll be able to do that then as well if you're joining late. I don't know why I'm talking to people who are going to join late. They're not even here right now. Number 2, make sure that you actually have a working microphone. That is fucking key to be able to talk to me. Make sure that your settings are correct in Discord, okay? Make sure that your push to talk isn't on, or if it is on, that you know what button that you need to use in order to make it work, right? Number 3, I'm going to change this one a little bit, but it's a type pick me or something like that in the general channel. So instead, what I'll probably have you guys do, and keep in mind, don't say pick me right now because I'm not taking callers just yet, okay? When we start doing the topics, that is when you say pick me or whatever. But I'm going to ask you some pretty specific questions this time, and I want you instead to comment something, about that. So we'll get to that in a second. Number 4, join the lobby channel so that I can actually choose you to put you into the Buckley chat. And then finally, if I want to talk to you, then I will put you into the Buckley chat. And then guess what? You'll be a caller on the show live here on YouTube. So pretty simple shit, right? So we'll just take that away for the moment. And let's get, actually, I'll talk about the topics first, and then we'll move on. So topic number 1 today, recommend some shit for us while we're bored at home, okay? We'll start off with some hopefully relatively positive things here. What are you watching right now on Netflix, on Hulu, on fucking Disney Plus? There's only like 4 shows anyone would ever watch on Disney Plus, but, that kind of thing, right? What are you listening to? Does it feel like this has affected you in terms of what you're listening to, right? So are you listening to different types of music than you normally would? Or are you reading different things than you normally would? So what are you doing in order to pass some time around here? And then finally, 1 week down, well, we don't know how many to go yet, but we are going to find out. So what I want to talk to, who I want to talk to today, hopefully, is people who are still working throughout this thing. Hopefully you're not working right now, but retail workers. Hopefully we've got some healthcare workers here that I can talk to. Last week, I tried to talk to someone as a member of the military, and unfortunately that didn't really work out. He ended up getting cut off or something like that. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to that person again, or someone like that. So those are the people that we're hoping to talk to today, as well as I want to talk to some people who are like last week thought, oh, this is nothing. This is a whole bunch of bullshit. Who gives a shit? And who now are like, okay, fuck, this is real. Like, I got to fucking smarten up. Or I want to talk to some people who are like, yeah, this is still bullshit. And, I don't know why everyone's still panicking when it's just absolute nonsense. So I want to talk to those people as well. And hopefully, maybe we'll get some actual opinions from them that aren't absolute insanity. But let's see what we get there. But hey, in the meantime, in times of crisis, we can turn to our most annoying celebrities to find out their thoughts and opinions about the coronavirus. We start with Cardi B.
Government, let me tell y'all motherfuckers something. something. I don't know what the fuck this coronavirus is about. I don't understand how that shit was from Wuhan, China. Now all of a sudden this shit is on motherfucking tour. And let me tell y'all something. I ain't gonna front. A bitch is scared. I'm a little scared, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit got me panicking. And a lot of you motherfuckers think it's a joke, like I was thinking, right? But that shit right there, just because you think you immune to it, guess what? Your pocket ain't, bitch, because a lot of shit comes from motherfucking China, bitch. So if you wonder where your motherfucking weave or your fashion over motherfucking packages have arrived, guess what, bitch? Coronavirus! Coronavirus! I'm telling you, shit is real! Shit is getting real! Woo! Bitch, I'm scared.
And of course, Cardi B, scared of the virus, because this isn't a problem you can just solve by drugging and robbing it. So that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for her to deal with. And because why not, this rant has been sampled in a song by some DJ you've never heard of. No, I'm not going to play it. If you want to go try and find it, you fucking go right ahead and do that. I already have enough problems with fucking, copyright bullshit on my YouTube channel, everything like that. But it just takes that part where she was screaming coronavirus and the shit is real part a bunch of times over a crappy beat, and then clips of guys going hey over and over, like the fucking sample that's used in Iggy Azalea's Fancy and like a million other rap songs. And just in case you were worried in these difficult times if Cardi B is able to make any money off this, well, don't worry. She's been in talks with the artist who's remixing it about getting paid and also making a music video. Because I'll tell you, you'd hate to see any millionaires struggling in these difficult times. We move on now to, another person who maybe isn't as scared. Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah, till July sounds like a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry. But, it's a virus. I get it. I respect it. But at the same time, even if everybody gets it, yeah, people are gonna die. It's just terrible, but inevitable? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this right now.
Now, if you don't know who Vanessa Hudgens is, don't feel too bad. Not all of us were 12 years old in 2006. But Vanessa Hudgens was one of the stars of High School Musical and is a stage actress who I think also tried to be a pop star. So I think what was going on here is she says, till July, yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. So she must have been taking questions from fans or something like that. And then she recorded and posted this video on Instagram. Now, it's interesting to note that she's playing some sort of foreign language version of the song Fever in the background. So if her idea was to be like, I'm just taking questions from my fans, no, she totally meant to do this little rant and downplay the issue. Now, she has already apologized for this. I think this was an Instagram story or basically a live video, right? So I think it wasn't intended to exist for longer than maybe a day, but this is the internet. And by now, you got to know that if you say something on here, it exists forever. Yes, death is inevitable, Vanessa, but we don't need to put everyone at risk because, fucking whatever you were working on right now is closed. Tell you right now, though, if the last fucking thing I saw before I died was a Vanessa Hudgens musical, I'd be pretty fucking pissed. But really, if she should apologize for anything, it should be for fucking being 30. She's 30 years old. That girl's 30 years old and sounding like a 14-year-old valley girl. It's inevitable? I don't know. So, we all need a little bit of a distraction from this, though. The coronavirus, right? We don't want to be talking about it all the time. Now, I'm going to be talking about it all night, but either way. So, who's the real heroes trying to help us out? Well, why not the people who create heroes at Marvel? Marvel Comics knows that we could all use a little distraction, or, you know what, maybe they knew that we were already distracted, when they released information about their upcoming New Warriors comic, which is about a world where teenage superheroes are no longer allowed to operate unless they have some sort of adult supervision. So, get ready for these brand new characters that are sure to make millions when their movies come out in a few years. First, we have screen time. All right, so I don't remember what exactly this character's powers are, but that's his name, Screen Time. And I think he exists in VR, or he can exist in another dimension. I don't know what the fuck he does, but either way, the idea behind the character is that this is a term that is not well used by society now. It's looked down upon or some shit, so he's taken it back. And speaking of taking it back, we have Snowflake and Safe Space. So as you can guess, Snowflake has some sort of snow or ice type powers, right? And also is, I don't know if she's the first. Oh, now I'm fucked it up. I'm sorry. I do apologize. They are the first non-binary superhero of Marvel's current batch of characters, as far as I know. Maybe there are others. I'm not sure. And then we have Safe Space. Safe Space can create some sort of force field around him so that, no one can get in his safe space, right? I assume that maybe getting a force field around others too. I'm not sure. That must be what Safe Space brings to the team. Now we also have B negative. B negative, clearly a vampire. A vampire is so popular right now. I mean, why the fuck? Why aren't we still creating all these vampire-like characters? But the idea here is that this character was saved by some sort of experiment by Michael Morbius the vampire, a D-list fucking Spider-Man villain that is going to be played by Jared Leto in an upcoming movie, assuming that comes out at some point. And of course, I don't have to explain, but B negative, right? The pun being some sort of blood-related type thing. And I bet that the character is just, a real downer all the time. So that'll be really fun. So, all these woke type characters, right? So they need to have someone else on there, right? So who else do we got? Trailblazer. Trailblazer is she's got a backpack, and she can go into the backpack somehow and travel other dimensions or teleport or something like that. That I don't know. What I do know is that Trailblazer here looks somewhat, I don't know, Inuit or native or something like that. And once again, Marvel really getting it wrong, in my opinion, with some sort of a native stereotype. So that's another classic thing that Marvel just always does poorly with, Warpath, and I'm trying to think of Warpath's brother that was on the X-Men team, but I can't think of their name. But either way, died very quickly in his run or debut. But that's what Marvel's doing. This is the New Warriors comic that will be coming out. And also, so again, the premise here is that some event has happened, I believe, in Miss Marvel, in the Miss Marvel comics, where teenage superheroes have now been barred or banned from performing as superheroes unless they have some sort of guidance or mentor that is an adult, right? So instead, what they've done is paired these people up with the original New Warriors, who were teenagers and are all adults. Should be noted that if you never read the Civil War comic book, the New Warriors are essentially responsible for kicking off a big chunk of the Civil War after one of their guys fucked up and ended up fighting a supervillain near a school, blowing up a school bus and a whole bunch of people at a school, killing like 200 children or something like that. So anyway, let's see those all in reverse order again. That was Trailblazer. There's B negative. We got Snowflake and Safe Space. Again, they're trying to take it back, you see. Someone watched Clerks 2 one night and was like, oh, what can we do with negative names that millennials are called? Again, because people don't know what the fuck a millennial is, right? But there you go. And once again, screen time. So absolutely fantastic. I've read a few of the results, a few of the comments on Reddit, because I'm a real masochist. And a lot of the comments are pretty negative about this, including people who are like, I'm looking for more inclusivity in comics, and this is fucking horrible. So a lot of that going on. And it's, I don't know. We'll see if this comic even comes out, but it's hard to say, right? So, as always, I should mention that A Dose of Buckley Live couldn't be possible. I suppose it could be possible, but whatever. It's not possible without the support of my Patreon subscribers. So you can support me by going to patreon.com/doseofbuckley. Feel a little bit greasy doing this in the current times that we're in. But that being said, if you can, we're talking a couple bucks. And at the moment, I should mention too, for people, if you haven't been to my Patreon, but you are a patron of my Patreon, or you haven't been and you've looked at the tiers and you're like, yeah, like I can only maybe put in a couple bucks, but like, fuck, you don't get much for that. Well, for at least, the next month or two, I'm pretty much ignoring the tiers to a certain degree. So in terms of the bonus content or the early access content, my Saturday or Sunday video is already up in early access. And there's basically everyone is getting everything at the moment in those terms. So the bonus content and all of the other content, the early access stuff. $5 and $10 tier are the ones that are still getting access to all of my, Discord. So they get the special channels there, and I'll be picking from those channels as well a couple times just to try and make things fair and to make sure that they are getting on perhaps a little bit more than everyone else. But, that's what happens when you pay me $5 or $10 a month. So once again, patreon.com/doseofbuckley. Someone stole my A Dose of Buckley originally, and I had to take Dose of Buckley instead. So if you can, greatly appreciated, and it is helping me be able to focus on creating more of this content, like the live show, like some bonus content, like extra videos every so often. So that's been really great. So time to get to it, right? We are at about 7:17 here, and let's start with the first topic. So on Discord, those of you who are there, I can see you already lined up in the fucking lobby. Just give me a quick, instead of saying pick me, I don't know, just a short thing about what you're thinking about recommending, what you want to recommend. That way I can grab you just to see if there's something interesting there. I might just do a little bit of a sort of Russian roulette on this. Oh, I forgot to mention, later on in the show, let's show you that too. Later on in the show, it is Q&A Russian roulette. So we'll do that a little bit later on as well. So again, recommend some shit for us while we are sitting here bored at home. We are apparently having to spend time in self-isolation. So what are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you reading? Basically, what in the holy fuck are you doing? So let's start with this person. We'll start with a Yankee Candle. So, a Yankee Candle. Hello, Yankee Candle. Are you there? This is how this thing starts out, by the way. So I'm just going to try and fill a little bit of... Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yankee Candle. What's up?
How's it going? Sorry, I had to mute the fucking YouTube.
No, yeah, fair enough. So, what do you got going on? First of all, are you off work right now?
So, kind of. I'm working from home. I work for an engineering firm, so we kind of have the flexibility to not so much bring our laptops home, but I kind of like remote into my desktop that's at my work and then use my home computer to just do all my shit.
All right, cool. So, still earning a paycheck then at least?
Yeah, for now. We'll see what happens in a couple weeks, depending on how long all this shit lasts.
Yeah. Is there a lot of people that work there that have to be there, that they're going to have to shut down, or is it pretty much has the whole place been able to convert?
Well, right now, they just got the mandate from New York State to have nobody in the office. So if you want to work, you have to work from home, and everyone who's full-time is required to do it. So it's more like until our backlog starts to run out and we don't have work to just give people, that the company might start cutting hours, which hopefully they don't. But
right. So what are you doing with your downtime? What are you doing to just sort of stave off boredom when you can't leave the place?
Part of that is the work helps. It's that's a good 8 hours a day that I'm just doing whatever. Also part of that is I'm still in school, so although who the fuck knows what's going on right now, I still have schoolwork to do, I still have projects to do, I still have that kind of stuff. So a good 10, 11 hours of my day is between work and school, and keeps me busy. Other than that, just trying to keep myself occupied. The worst thing you can do is just sit there and fucking dwell on it. So I was lucky enough to get a set of weights before all this, so I've been doing that. There's a secluded trail behind my house with nobody on it, so I go running there sometimes, making a lot of food, listen to music, stuff like that.
So it's kind of like prison, where you're going to come out of this 10 times stronger than when you went in.
We're fucking hoping, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a fucking world of swole ass motherfuckers coming out of the goddamn COVID here.
Oh my god. I was talking to my friend, he made a joke. It's 9 months from now, there's going to be a lot of fucking kids with all the shit people are doing inside.
Yeah, there's going to be, I'm sure maybe, I don't know if I'll get to it with my audience, but some people doing a lot of fucking right now, I guess. And it's, I don't know. I mean, this is the thing though. Does anyone want to touch each other right now?
I mean, I guess if you're in the same household,
yeah,
maybe. I know, I've seen stuff on Reddit and Facebook and whatnot, fucking Tinder and all those other things. People are it's the end of the world. Who wants to just fuck my brains out, kind of thing.
Oh, well, that's fun. Yeah,
and
how
it probably
Tinder was doing.
But I probably wouldn't. But that's just me.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you there, Yankee Candle.
No problem. Also, thanks for responding to the Facebook message the other day. I appreciate it.
Oh, I didn't. I don't know which Facebook message that was now, but so.
Either way.
All right. Well, you're very welcome.
All right. See you, man.
All right. That was Yankee Candle getting his fucking pump on and hearing about other people fucking, I guess, at home. So let's take some more calls. So I saw, let's see here. How about this person? How about old Nessie? Nessie. There we go. Now I can hear my voice.
How about this person? How about old Nessie?
Nessie, can I get you to mute the YouTube stream there?
Oh, yes, you can.
Excellent. Nessie, what's up?
Nothing much. I'm still getting over a cold, so I haven't really been able to do much.
Right, yeah. So, you're coughing and everyone's just fucking, ready to start putting you down, or what?
Yeah, I had to get my taxes done, and they were just yeah, it was crazy.
Now, that's interesting. So, if you don't have to tell me exactly where you live, but the state or the where do you live? Whereabouts do you live?
I'm from Michigan, so it was pretty interesting hearing you going to Michigan to do your axe throwing.
Yeah, well, Michigan's a pretty big state, so I don't know if I was anywhere near you or not, but
it was southeastern, so it's around there.
Okay, cool. So in Canada, for any of my Canadian audience who doesn't actually watch or listen to the news or anything like that, they actually deferred taxes, at least for now, to August. So our tax deadline here in Canada is April 30th. They've said, big deal there, as they've said to Canadians, you know what? You don't have to pay your taxes until August. I think it's August 1st, or maybe it was August 30th or something like that, right? But which is I've already paid my taxes because they all come off, they come off my paycheck. So, I mean, I don't get any of that money to hang on to or do anything with, and I got to pay it anyway. But that's what's happening there.
Yeah, something like that's probably going to happen in Michigan as well. It might already, but I haven't checked it yet. So
fair enough. So. First of all, I guess I don't know if I really asked that question, but are you working right now?
No, I'm a substitute teacher, and they don't really need subs right now.
No, I guess not. The fucking computer's the substitute teacher now, right? So then, what are you doing? What are you doing to stave off boredom?
Not much. I was working on 3D animating, and then the Animal Crossing came out, so that's been
Animal
And then
Crossing,
worrying about
yeah.
stuff.
The kids love the Animal Crossing. Did you pick it up? Like, did you get it midnight pretty much or what?
I got it this morning
Now.
because the game stops closing, so I might as well.
Oh, see, so now I'm going to give you shit for that because you could have just bought digital and not gone near any people, right?
Yeah, but it was a lot cheaper because it's a clearance sale, so it's like 40% off.
Fucking 40% off for a new game. Suck
Yeah,
my
it's
dick.
insane.
Fuck. Well, that sucks. So here's one of those like things a lot of people don't perhaps know about your old pal Buckley. Probably people would think Animal Crossing is probably not a thing that I'd be that into. I've been playing Animal Crossing since the GameCube.
Yeah, same.
That thing got me through a pretty shitty time in my 20s where I was unemployed and fucking applying for jobs every day and not getting anything, and then I would just spend my whole day. Now, so 38-year-old Buckley, maybe a little bit more responsible or whatever, but 20 something year old Buckley sat at home, unemployed, playing Animal Crossing and watching the A-Team on fucking Spike TV and old reruns of American Gladiators. So that was some good times.
Yeah.
So, well, Nessie, I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully, everything gets figured out, and you'll be able to go back to going back to teaching. What grades do you teach normally? You said substitute. We're talking about high school, elementary, a little bit of everything.
Like real elementary, like real young. Like I teach 3-year-olds, babies, kindergarten, that kind of age.
All right. Well, have a good one there, Nessie.
You as well.
All right. So. Who else we got here? Well, Faster Than Paper wants to talk about Doom, so let's see if we can't get someone else on. Faster Than Paper, I think I caught you mid fucking bong hit there. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been smoking all day. This is basically what I'm doing. Like, I'm in Italy right now. Yeah.
Sorry, what's that?
I live in Italy. I'm from Italy.
You're from Italy. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
How are you doing there though?
Listen. Well, I'm in Sicily, and it's not, it's not terrible, but we still have we gotta stay home. There's no other way around it.
Right.
Because of because of the virus and everything. And so I've been just smoking. Yeah, I'm just smoking and drinking, and that's it. And techno music.
Smoking,
that's about it.
Drinking and techno music. Now, fuck.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
What do you need more than that? Fucking, who gives a shit about the fucking virus? You should have been doing that the whole time anyway.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll be honest. I'm not much. I'm kind of an introvert. I enjoy staying at home and everything. But shit, dude, I wanna see a human person. Someday at some point. That would be nice.
Right. Yeah. So, live alone then? Do you?
Well, no, I'm with my mom.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, and she's also not. I mean, she's doing fine, but she's also quite stressed because isolation can be kind of a bitch.
I can only imagine. Plus, I don't know how old you are. Not to presume anything there, but obviously, I assume that your mother may be a bit of a bigger risk than you are.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, well, man. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah, no. Basically, everyone who can is working from home, but there's quite a bunch of people who have to, get to work, and it's quite risky. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, man.
Here in Sicily, it can be, it's basically fine. There's not that many infected, but in the north, in Milan and Bergamo, there's like tens of thousands of people infected. And just yesterday, I think there was the report about 500 people dying in one day. And I was like, holy shit, it's insane. They don't even have enough room for all the dead people. The morgue is like completely overworked. And the graveyard as well, it's insane. It's like, it's fucked up.
Yeah, they mentioned that Italy this is the craziest part, I think, is Italy. Now, they said Italy apparently passed China's death rate. Death count. Sorry, not rate. We're not talking. I mean, definitely rate, I guess, but like the death toll in Italy has now surpassed
Yeah,
China.
definitely. Yeah,
That
I think
being-
it was yesterday.
That being said, I mean, you know, and I'm not trying to be a dick here, but we know that Chinese state-run media sometimes maybe not fully truthful with everything it's telling the world. Do we believe their numbers entirely, right?
I mean, yeah, but to be honest, I gotta, you know, I personally, I'm a little bit thankful to China because they're helping us a lot. They're sending us like medical supplies, masks, doctors, you know, all kind of shit to help us out because apparently in Europe we are the hardest hit. So yeah.
Well, man, stay safe out there. And I did want to ask you another question from the YouTube peanut gallery here. They asked you, how are you? Well, this is how they worded it. They said, this is how you know that they don't smoke, I guess. They said, how are you getting more bong materials?
Well, I'll tell you my secret. Yeah, I mean, I had some before because I saw this coming, but there's a legend here in where I live of because basically here we have legal marijuana, which is like very low in THC, and you know, it basically relies on the other active thing. There's a machine like an automatic machine that you can buy weed from, and it's illegal stuff. But there's one button, just one, which actually contains the real deal, and so I know about that one, and so I go there.
All right, man. Well, enjoy that at least.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been cool.
All right. So I got a little bit grim towards the middle there, but picked up at the end, so that's all right, right? But okay, so I don't know this person, how do you say this? Cianvar wants to say what they're doing. So what are you up to, Cianvar? If I could say you wanted to chat and now you're not there.
Oh, my mic was muted. What's going on?
There we go. So what's going on?
Not too much. I've still been working.
What are you doing?
So I work in food service. Currently I work at a place you guys don't have up there in Canada. We got in the South US, we got Sonic. It's just like a drive-in.
Sonic, yeah, we don't have fucking Sonic here, that's for sure. I think I'd have to look it up again. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I think like in BC or some shit, they might have like one or two or something like that. But anyway, yes, no, we do not have Sonic here in Ontario. That is for sure.
So one thing that we've all been talking around the store about is the fact that every regulation, every law that has to do with food service and retail and dealing with people, it's all going to change.
Right.
So in food service, like fast food, we have pretty strict cleanliness regulations. You know, we got to keep everything clean. You got to make sure everything gets washed down. It's going to be 20 times harder now.
Yeah, so now did you wear gloves, or I mean, obviously you probably didn't wear a mask before. Are you having to wear a mask right now while you're preparing food, or?
No, but I did go to Taco Bell the other day and they are wearing masks. So other companies have taken up the whole mask and glove procedure.
So so now I guess you guys are in a bit of an advantageous position in that if it's pretty much a drive-through only sort of thing, they didn't have to close down the actual restaurant, or was there an actual restaurant attached to it?
Well, there's no indoor lobby. We have an outdoor patio. Some Sonics don't, but they sent out a message saying, don't have anybody out on the patio. And we also had to close the bathrooms that are public use.
Right.
So pretty much anywhere where other people can interact with each other have just been taken out.
Now, is there any sort of screening process for people who are coming into work? Are they saying, like, check your fucking temperature every day, make sure you don't have a fever, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. So don't go to Sonic's, anybody. But you've heard it here first. This episode of A Dose of Buckley Live is not brought to you by Sonic's. But
No.
so what was I going to ask you there? So you're still working. In the meantime, though, what are you doing when you're not working?
Kicking it back, I recently finished BoJack Horseman on Netflix. Just ended. Pretty good.
And I did have another work-related question. Are you seeing less people coming? Are you seeing more people coming?
What's funny is that in the winter months, Sonic isn't as busy because it's like carny food. It's corn dogs, burgers, tater tots, that kind of fanfare. And
Okay.
so summer is the busier months. And as we are in spring, getting closer to the hotter months, people are still coming in, and it's just as busy as it normally is. It's same old, same old.
Okay, interesting. Because here's a thing that I did read. This is a thing that I saw someone talking about, bitching about on Twitter, is that they can't shut down the restaurants because nobody knows how to cook. Especially the younger generation. If you've got a bunch of like 25-year-olds in a house or in their own apartment for the first time, and they just don't know how to fucking actually, cook a meal.
Isn't that the glory of YouTube?
Well, that's the hope, right?
You can go on, you can watch a dose of Buckley on YouTube, or you can go out and find out a cooking tutorial.
Right. That would be the hope, but I guess, all these people went out and panic bought a bunch of food and then didn't know what the fuck to do with it, so you get these assholes going out buying 2 bags of flour, never bought flour in their life, and now they're like, okay, so now what do I do?
There's a shortage of chicken breast. Nothing else. You can get your legs, you can get your wings, you can get everything else, but no breasts.
No chicken breasts.
There's no toilet paper, no paper towels. It'd be hard to find canned food or chicken breast.
It's a hell of a time right now. Well, I want to thank you for letting us know about what's going on in Sonic. No
problem.
And thanks a lot, man.
Oh, before you kick me off real quick,
Yeah.
I just had one weird question.
Oh, I can't wait.
Did you ever do voice work for an entertainment company?
Without going into any specifics.
No specifics, but
I have. I think I talked about this in a recent, fucking video. Oh, sorry. It was a Patreon exclusive video. Hey, I thought I clicked your name from a red fucking name. Are you on Patreon?
I actually just subscribed today.
Oh, well then, you want to check out, there's a cheap plug for you right here. Patreon Goes Postal, where I answer questions from people. And one of the questions on there was, have I done voice work for various things? And in those cases, actually, I couldn't even answer that. I didn't know because I've done so much. But yes, the answer is I've done various voice work for various things in order to, sustain my life over the course of many years now.
I was at a certain entertainment venue place, and I heard a very familiar voice, and I had to ask.
Well, now you know.
Thank you so much.
All right, so I think that it's almost time to move on here. And by the way, I do want to mention to people in the Discord who are like messaging me and like pinging me and shit, trying to call me, whatever. I fucking can't read all your shit. There's no fucking way. How am I supposed to read all this shit? There's like fucking 1,000 of you and like 1 of me, and I'm trying to talk to these people at the same time. So that's just not going to work out for me. But hey, keep pinging me anyway. Why the fuck not? So I think I'll take one more call. Hopefully that is about this. So because we keep end up fucking moving on to other shit anyway. So let's do it. I think I had this person on last time. Young Dizzy the Purple God wants to know what's up. So, and I want to know what fucking Young Dizzy the Purple God is fucking doing in a time like this. So, hopefully they're there. They're currently muted though. Young Dizzy the Purple God, where the fuck are you? Can you hear me? Can you feel me? Can you fucking talk to me? No, apparently not. All right, well, you said you wanted...
Hey.
Oh,
Hello?
you fucking just made it. What is going on? Young Dizzy, the Purple God. Oh, you're fucking gone. All right, well, fuck it then. We'll just move on. So, that is, I don't know if we got a whole lot of recommendations from that. I'll let you guys know that I was, the first day, pretty much, so first day of, we'll call it quarantine, I fucking pretty much just watched the entirety of 100 Humans on Netflix. And I got to tell you, that show was made for fucking radio honks. I'll tell you, radio honk is a term that a buddy of mine made up to describe basically radio people who fucking kind of suck at their job and are really shitty at coming up with actual content and things like that. And they just like to hear the sound of their voice. And so what 100 Humans is, if you want to watch this, is they have they do experiments on these people. They've got 100 people. And at this point now, like, you're watching it, it's just like, oh, there's 100 people all in one room. That's fucking gross. They're all going to die. But there's 100 people, and they perform various social experiments on them by asking different types of questions or having them do different things and tricking them into doing things for one reason, but then exposing it for another reason. So, for example, one of the things they did is they had a guy with a lot of tattoos in a room. They had a guy with a very elderly gentleman in a room and a very overweight man in a room. And they had them all walk into they had each individual walk into a room, and they wanted to see would people with tattoos or people who are obese or people who are elderly get closer, or would they keep a further distance. But what they were telling them was, hey, go and really look at these people, because at the end of it, we're going to quiz you. But they don't actually really quiz them. They didn't give a shit about that. What they were doing was physically measuring. So if a person with tattoos walked into a room, saw a person with tattoos, would they engage with them? Would they talk to them? Would they do anything? Would they get close to them? Look at the tattoos. While would a person with no tattoos, would they fucking walk up to that person? Or would they stay away from that person and be like, oh, I don't like this fucking person. I don't like this. So, was that kind of thing going on? But anyway, that's that show. It was pretty interesting, but I don't know, you guys, if that's something you guys would want to watch. And another show, if you got a sense of humor about this whole fucking illness, is Medical Police, which I don't know if any of you here have ever heard of or watched the Adult Swim show Children's Hospital. It was a comedy show by Rob Corddry and David Wayne. Really funny show. Aired for 7 or 8 seasons on Adult Swim. It's a live action show, and then Netflix made a show called Medical Police, and it is a spin-off of that using same characters from Children's Hospital for the most part. And it's about these two medical police, these two doctors who are fighting a worldwide pandemic that is going to happen. And it's a funny show. Maybe not as funny as it was, but that being said, it's if you got a sense of humor about what's going on in the world, then or if you're still a fucking denier, then you'll love it. So. That's what I've been watching, and as I already mentioned, because I'm a big old weeb, I guess, I've been playing some Animal Crossing, and that's been enjoyable as well. So, once again, I want to give a shout out to some of my more generous supporters on Patreon, patreon.com/doseofbuckley. You guys and gals are the ones that have been making these types of things happen for us, and that's been really good. So, and I really appreciate that. So. Give a shout out to some of these other people in here as well. And then we are going to move on to our second topic of the afternoon, of the evening for many of you, or for overnight for some of you in the middle of Europe right now. So, or I don't know if I have any Australians listening right now. It's like right in the fucking morning, I think. But as I just drink some water, that's good radio. So, topic number 2 of the evening. 1 week down. How many to go? Who the fuck knows? So, if you're in the lobby, here's what I'm looking for. I want to talk to specifically, so don't write pick me or any of that kind of shit. I want to talk to fucking retail employees. I want to know, are panic buyers still wiping you out? Or as things return to some sense of mild normalcy there? What's going on with that? Any military people out there, including reserves or others? What's your life right now? And if I didn't write it on here, but healthcare professionals, what's going on there, right? You got some stories for us, or probably not necessarily some good ones, maybe, but you got basically horror stories for me, or what's happening? Do you feel hopeful? That kind of thing. Then I want to talk to people who have changed their mind about how serious this is, and I want to talk to people who think that this is all overreacting. So let me know what the fuck is going on, and we'll talk to another patron here real quickly. This is Terraclish. Terraclish, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Look at that. Terraclish, what's going on? Hey, now I want to mention too, because I'm a huge piece of shit, is that this is kind of interesting to me, because according to YouTube stats, apparently, less than 15% of my audience is female.
Really?
Yeah, and yet I've been, through no, selection or anything here. It's relatively random, and I couldn't tell by your name specifically that you were female. I've been getting a lot of female calls, so it's interesting. I don't know if YouTube stats are just completely wrong, or, what's going on there. But anyway, you previously a denier, now you're not. Is that true?
Yeah, no, at first when it first came out, I was laughing about it. I was happy that my work was taking it seriously, but I was just like, oh my gosh, people are overreacting. Calm down. My baby shower was last weekend, and I was saying that people are freaking out buying toilet paper, and my friends couldn't buy just regular toilet paper that they needed. And my husband and I, we stocked up just because we buy at Costco anyway. So at my baby shower, I was giving out toilet paper just to help out my friends because I thought it was ridiculous. Now, I'm not still running to the store or anything, but I am taking it a lot more seriously now, especially being pregnant, being told that it's going to last for incredibly long. The idea of bringing a newborn into this, it's scary.
Yeah, I did. I saw something on the news, something about the very first COVID baby, first baby born with it. So you can.
Yeah, in the UK, the mother had it, and it's the first case where the mother transferred it to the baby, and the UK is now putting. Not the US, not anywhere else, but the UK has now put pregnant in the severe high risk group, and it's now it's getting to a level that's frightening. Things in my state are shutting down, and all non-essential employees have to stay home. My husband has to stay home. I still have to work, but it's become very scary in just a week of time.
Yeah, I mean, those numbers have really jumped. It went from fucking pretty much, there's 20 cases in the US, and there's 2,000 cases in the US.
Yeah, and even going to my doctor's office, they're going well, in our area, we're about to see a spike in the next week in cases, and we don't know how it affects pregnant women. We don't know how it's going to affect your baby. We don't know. Right.
Well,
and on top of that, my husband and I, we live with my father. He's also immunocompromised. So we've got two high risk people in our house that this could have severe consequences to. So yeah.
Well, stay safe, and thanks for letting us know what's going on there.
Yeah.
All right, there's a bird in the background there or something too. That was a lot going on in that call. All right, so let's talk to I think I've talked to this person before. Let's talk to old M Titman. I don't know if that's how I'm supposed to say it. I feel like we've gone through this before, but M Titman, are you there? Said I'm a retail employee and I have a mic. So far, I can only believe one of those things. But it's very possible that we're not going to get to talk just yet. All right. Well, M-Tit-Man, you're going to have to sort your shit out there, I guess, unfortunately. We've got another person here who says that they work at... Oh, you know who I got to find? Sorry about this. Is, there we go. All right. So, BN Batman. All right. So, BN Batman, one of my patrons, my Patreon patrons, and BN Batman has been working at Walmart for some time now, braving the crowds, getting coughed on by the fucking COVID moms. And BN Batman, I heard a little rustling there. Are you there?
Hey, can you hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you. All right. So now can you give us sort of the state or general area where you're working at Walmart?
Southern Idaho. I work, normally I'm working in the online grocery department, but they've actually closed online grocery in literally every market, as far as I'm aware, in the United States and in Canada, with the exception of 2 of the markets in Southern Idaho, that being the one with the capital and my market, which is more to the east of that. However, because they've shortened the hours, even in our market, we're only dispensing from I think it's 11 to 6. So 90% of the day has been cut down, and they've limited orders incredibly for even during those hours. So most of us are just throwing freight, which means that we're just on the sales floor dealing with people.
You kind of got cut off there, but yeah, you've got cut off for sure. I don't know if you can still hear me there, BN Batman. Well, we're kind of...
My Discord crashed. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, there we go. This is good radio. So, so you got cut off at that you're pretty much just on the floor, just stocking shelves. Is that kind of where we're at?
Yeah. As I don't know if you'd heard, but I had mentioned that OGP had been shut down in most of the country.
Yeah.
And as a result, we've all been throwing freight for the past month or so.
And so you mentioned, I think I don't want to spoil the whole stories here and everything, but I've seen you mention...
Spoil away, you're a way better storyteller.
Well, you've mentioned in the Discord that your Walmart's still pretty well out of toilet paper.
We're pretty well out of everything, but yeah, toilet paper in particular, to the point where we no longer can stock the toilet paper that we are getting on the sales floor during the day anymore, because we've literally been mobbed. We'll pull a pallet out, and within seconds, there'll be 30 people just surrounding us.
That's amazing because, I assume people wiped their ass before this all happened. Is that, I just don't really understand the whole, unless, people are literally stockpiling it, still believing that grocery stores or these types of places are going to close at some point. But I don't think that, I just do not see a world where Walmart entirely closes. You know what I mean?
I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but as for corporate policy, every store is going to be open until they're forced to by the government.
Yeah.
It either takes an associate getting confirmed case of COVID, which, as you know, nobody in the U.S. gets tested right now.
Yeah.
Or it's going to take a government mandated shutdown, which with the current administration is not going to fucking happen. So, quite frankly, most of us are just kind of screwed. The concerning part isn't that people are stocking up on toilet paper. That is obviously a concern because, you hope that people are wiping their ass. The scary part is that we didn't sell hand sanitizer and hand soap hardly at all before. The numbers for hand soap and hand sanitizer for really all of the entire pharmacy and HBA departments has gone up tenfold. You would not believe the numbers, how much the numbers have shifted, which definitely means people haven't been washing their fucking hands before.
Yeah, I touched on that in my last video there, but yeah, it is a little bit disturbing that for some reason, people, not washing their hands, not using hand sanitizer. I mean, I get why people maybe didn't always use a lot of hand sanitizer, but not washing your hands at all is a little fucked up. But, BN Batman, you know, and how are you feeling today? Because I know, so you mentioned that you came in contact with one of the fucking zombies in there.
Oh, you mean last night? Oh yeah. I'm still a little paranoid about it. It's been all right for the most part. Things have been weirdly quiet. The weird part is it almost feels like Black Friday where people are coming in waves. So for the most part, we've been dead from 3 to 5, you know, in whatever time zone you're in. But then from 4, well, no, more about 5 to 8, it'll just be slammed for hours on end, and then the store will empty again.
Well,
And that's when it really gets scary, is when people are like crowding around you. I live in a tiny metropolitan area, but there are still people just shoulder to shoulder. Makes it impossible to stock. That's part of why Walmart cut down their hours, is just to make people stock.
yeah, and so now do you think that that's a good or bad idea, given the fact that, so if you are open for less hours, that means more people cramming in at given times?
Well, it makes it easier to stock. I wouldn't necessarily say it's good or bad. In terms of stopping the disease, it's doing fuck all because we're closing during the slowest hours. But it most definitely is helping in terms of stocking at the very least. They've also been shifting hours a little bit. A lot more of the overnighters are coming in earlier as a result of it because, you know, overnight is now not really overnight anymore.
Right.
You don't have to come in at midnight when the store doesn't close at midnight.
Well, BN Batman, you know, hopefully you're able to stay somewhat safe in there. You know, maybe next time you see a shipment of masks, you know, grab one for yourself, and then, you know, maybe you won't end up getting coughed on by more of these fuckers.
Thanks for the tip. I'm also thinking I'm going to start wearing a poncho, just a plastic poncho everywhere I go.
A poncho,
if I'm going to
yeah.
scare people, I'm really going to freak them out.
Just stick a Walmart logo on it. I'm sure it's approved. You know, it's approved uniform, right?
Oh, I'll wear my vest over it. They won't say a thing.
Perfect. All right.
Walk around on the sales floor without outfits at all. They'll be fine.
All right. Thanks, BN Batman. So, still looking for, you know, more some healthcare workers, people like that. Give me 1 second. I am talking to my call screener here. Oh, yes, I do have someone. So, except I can't find them right now, but hopefully this is good. Again, really good radio here. But I can't find the person that I was going to talk to. So,
No, they're
yeah, I thought they were a patron. No. Oh, they're not a patron. Okay, well then, in that case, Discord. You know what Discord could use as a search bar? Oh, there it is. That didn't work. You know what it could use as a search bar for searching people. But anyway, oh, there we are. There's Rue. Okay, so this is a person I wanted to speak to from earlier. Rue Serpent. And Rue Serpent, as my understanding, is working in a assisted living or something like that situation. Is that correct? And also, are you there, Rue?
Hi.
Oh, there we are.
That is correct. I work in assisted living in the Alzheimer's dementia ward in an elderly community.
All right. So, have they kind of shut things down there? Also, if I can get you to mute something there.
Yeah, we actually went into a quarantine about a month ago because we started getting norovirus, rhinoviruses, GI viruses going throughout the community. But then when we started getting the first cases of corona here, which there are about 17 at this point, we shut down visitation, we shut down outside food sources, we've shut down even going in between campuses or in between different wards or sections. And you have to, when you first come in every morning, you have to sign a waiver that you haven't been around anyone who's been sick, that you yourself are not sick. They take your temperature, and if you're over 100, you can't come in. There's a lot of things, and they're changing it every day to be more and more strict because we are working with people who are in the age range of 85 to 103.
Right. And so at the moment, hopefully no symptoms showing in the actual home.
Yeah, so far we've gotten nothing. We have been very, very good about even keeping just the basic colds out of the building. I mean, if staff gets it, they don't come in, they call out. You know, we're really, really on top of that. We've had, I think, 3 residents get sick, but they had basic, you know, tummy bug kind of thing. They were over it in a day. So we're hopeful that these measures will help.
Yeah, for sure. So what's the sort of, I guess, outlook there right now in terms of, if it's sort of locked down, you got it maybe under control early on. Do they sort of have any sort of plans for how they might be able to take visitors later on? Or at the moment, is it just, you know what, fuck it, just let's keep everyone here safe and not worry too much about that right now?
Yeah, the upper management has definitely been working on different plans. They're taking suggestions. They're doing a lot of roundtables. They're sending out memos like every day of here's where we're at. Please let us know if you see any issues with this. And right now, we're thinking about, as things get better, maybe opening up one wing or another. But right now, we're not even taking, because we have people who live on the units and don't leave. And then we have people who live on other units and actually leave. Those people can't even come into our unit because the risk is just too high right now.
Right. Well, it makes sense, and hopefully they're able to obviously keep it out of it, because, we're talking about a super high-risk area there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we think that as long as we keep, we have every hour or so, we have people sanitizing and, that kind of thing to make sure that there's absolutely no way that we're going to be spreading even the common cold at this point.
Right.
I mean, we're all getting like flu vaccinations, things like that. If you don't get the flu vaccines for 1, 2, and 4, you're not even allowed on premises at this point. So,
well, good luck there, and hopefully everything works out.
Yeah, definitely hope so, because it takes about 20 minutes to get in and out of work, but it's worth it because we don't want these people getting sick at all.
For sure. Got to do what you got to do. Thanks, Rue Serpent, for that update there. So, I got a military person, apparently, maybe. Oh, except they're not in the lobby, motherfuckers. Then again, if you do want to talk and you say, oh yeah, I'm interested, then get in the lobby, and then, then I can maybe talk to you. So once again, this person's not in the lobby. That's a Army Reserve, apparently, but that's going to be tough. Also, hey, well, I've got you there. So anyway, while we're waiting for some other people to maybe be interesting, this was a message I got from someone. So I'm going to omit a few little extra things. But I had asked someone who I was speaking to via email, one of my Patreon subscribers as well, who is in the military. And they mentioned right now they're training at a location that's a joint military base, consists of Air Force, Army, and Navy medical related training. Before people started to panic, they initially received a patient or two with the virus. While I know those people, this is their words, while I know those people were transferred to base, I don't know anything else. They go on to say, the policies regarding movement on and out of base, originally at the beginning of the week, so we're talking Monday, right? We're talking 5 days ago, people were allowed to leave the post. Tuesday, we aren't allowed to leave the post, but we could have guests visit the post. Now, the base is restricted to solely military personnel and their families that live on base. It's also affected training in those that have recently graduated, too. From what I've heard, Air Force and Navy have stopped their training, though the Army is still letting training continue. Some of my buddies from basic training should have been graduating and leaving today. Those who have had orders to go overseas or are going to airborne or ranger school aren't leaving and or have had their orders change. those in the Army National Guard and Army Reserve are more than likely leaving. This person says they're graduating in less than a month, though from what I've been told, I'll still be on the base till the 17th of May. Then again, things have been changing on a daily basis. So military, we're talking people who are in training, and they're just, some of it's obviously continuing a little bit, others not so much. They're having to change these things. So I don't know. Personally, I think that if the military is taking it that seriously, they don't want all their guys getting sick. Because, I mean, you fucking talk to anyone who, I mean, you're not going to talk to a lot of people now that were there, but you talk to anyone who was in World War II, in Nam, you see those documentaries and you hear about how things spread very quickly from fucking basically bunk to bunk. And if fucking coronavirus gets in there, and we're talking about, you know, what should be relatively healthy young people. But that being said, there's been a lot of stuff on the news about how that's not a fucking, guarantee. There's no fucking chance that you're definitely going to survive or anything like that. So apparently we've got someone, Birch, who says that they're working at a...
Doing some food. Give me a second.
Oh, he's eating. So, well, you know, you can mute your mic if you wanted to, but Birch...
Oh, hello.
Birch says that they are working at a COVID-19 testing clinic in Alberta. So, what is going on there, Birch?
So, in the first few days, it was kind of shitty. Our stock was horrible. But this week, it's been pretty fucking amazing. And we're getting through 360 people a day at our small clinic.
Now, Alberta, obviously, are we talking sort of like Edmonton type area? Or are we talking... Yeah. Sorry?
Edmonton.
Oh, we are talking Edmonton. So do you feel that that's going to ramp up? Or do you think that...
yeah, we're ramping it up a lot. Like tomorrow, I think we're booked for 600 tests, which is almost twice what we did today.
Right.
So it'll be interesting.
And do you guys have the capabilities to handle that? Do you, in terms of not just the supplies, but the actual completing those tests? Are we talking like
we just get a swab and then we send it off to a lab.
Okay.
Do the full test at a separate place, and then they they phone the people and give them the results a few days later.
And how about what's the time frame right now for you guys to get those tests back, or for anything like that?
For healthcare workers, they get prioritized, so I think it's within 48 hours, and doctors 24. For other people, it's 40.
And are they talking about any steps to improve that as well? Or are we just saying at the moment, is that pretty much like 24 hours is really good and that's pretty much that?
Well, it's I don't know about that stuff. I just kind of work on the front line area. I'm not up in the super smart guy.
All right.
Just make sure there's stuff where it needs to be.
Right. You're just swabbing and sending. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah. And I'm just at one site here, and we've got several opening up, and they're ramping up the testing. We've got a couple drive-through ones opening, and this is just within the city. In Alberta, we've done the most tests out of any province or state in North America. We're up to 20,000 today.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I know that in Ontario, had about 16,000 as of, I can't remember, maybe yesterday or something like that. Which
you guys are a little bit behind us.
Yeah, especially considering I'm pretty sure the population of Ontario is quite a bit higher than the entire population of Alberta.
Oh yeah, well once it ramps up within a week or two, I feel like Canada's pretty prepared. At least where I'm at, we are doing a lot of stuff to reduce the spread of it.
Well, it sounds like a little bit of hope there. At least some good. Now, in terms of the testing criteria, have they finally smartened up and said, you know what, like, we don't give a shit if you traveled, if you got a fever and you got a fucking cough? Like
online, they have a online like screening thing where you can go through and it recommends if you should call and book for a test or not. But if you have symptoms, I'm pretty sure you can get, even if you're not within close contact or traveling.
Interesting, because that's the one that's killing me right now. Still, is you got these people like some of these health advisors that are like, oh yeah, well, but fucking, if you traveled, then we might need to talk to you. But if you haven't been traveling or haven't been near anyone who traveled, well, fuck, I don't know if, I don't know if I grabbed a fucking can of potatoes out of the fucking grocery store that got sneezed on by some asshole who just got back from fucking, God knows where, right? Like,
Oh yeah, like I'm perfectly fine there. I'm probably lowest risk because everybody's wearing a mask. So if they cough, it's not going where. In a grocery store, people are coughing and touching things everywhere.
yeah, exactly. So, so I'm hoping that they start relaxing some of those, because I think that community spread's happening, right? Like, we gotta understand that that's here. That we're not just talking about
20% of cases.
Yeah, we're not talking anymore about people who just got off an airplane, right? We're talking about people who fucking, those people have now infected other people. That's happened.
Oh yeah.
And those people are now possibly infecting other people. And so, yeah, if they can start isolating them and not make it seem like it's a big waste of time for people who do have a fever and a real heavy cough and things like that, that they should be fucking testing those people. I get it. The fucking tests just aren't here, but hopefully they'll fucking get that shit going soon. So.
Oh yeah, it's ramping up good. Like the first few days I was there, we had maybe like a few tests at the end of the night. Now we've got like over 1,000 when I left.
Well,
just sitting in storage to go ready.
It's good news in Alberta, and I guess Ontario can go fuck itself so far, right? So.
Oh well, that's the way it goes. Oil's down, so we're getting fucked too.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the update there, Birch, and we will again do what you can to stay safe. Having these fucking people, coming over there to open their mouths to get swabbed.
Oh yeah.
All right, that was Birch. So I think I'm gonna maybe try and take one more call if I can get. Now this is a real fucking. I don't know how I'm going to do this and it's going to work out really well for me or not, but looking for someone who is like, yeah, this is all kind of bullshit right now. So if I could find someone who is like, who gives a shit, this is fucking, this is nothing, then that'd be great. But here we go. Maybe. All right. So Nick says, yeah, it's all kind of bullshit right now. So Nick, what do we got? I got nothing so far. All right. Well, I don't have time. We're getting towards the end of the show. I still want to do Q&A Russian roulette. M Titman. We'll try M Titman again. See if we can't get.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard something. Almost. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you just keep getting cut off there. Yeah, sorry, man. All right, well, because that's not good. That's no good for the show. You know what? Fuck it. Well, who wants to talk to these people anyway? All right, so then it is time for a little Q&A Russian roulette. So here's what we're going to do. If you are in the lobby right now, then you're possibly game here. So if you're in the lobby, you let me know. You don't have to let me know shit, actually. Never mind. If you're in the lobby, I might grab you, and then you get a chance to ask me some sort of a question about whatever the fuck you want to ask me about, and maybe I'll answer it. I mean, this is the part of it, is that I don't have to actually answer it, but we'll see what happens, because if I don't answer it, maybe it ends up making me look like a fucking piece of shit anyway. So, once again, join the lobby here on Discord, and I might grab you and see what's going on. Now, a lot of people were upset that Norbert isn't joining us today, but if you listened last week, he was a little bit of fun, but unfortunately, we don't have him here right now. So, you're in the lobby, you want to talk to me, let's see if we can get going. Let's try Space Doll X. Space Doll X, are you there? Oh, there's signs of life.
I'm here. Hello?
You are here. Hello, Space Doll X. It's Q&A Russian roulette time. What do you got for me?
Oh my god, I should prepare more for this. How have you been in all of this mess?
That's your, I've been all right. I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been all right. I've been fucking just kind of hanging out, making shit for you guys to watch, listen to, whatever. Prepping for this live show that 600 people are watching now. So I'm glad I really put a lot of effort into this. But, that being said, yeah, I don't know. I'm doing all right.
I'm glad to hear that.
Now, you know what? I'll break my thing here because you said, now I just saw this, you think people are overreacting.
I do. And so I live right by a Costco and I've been like visiting. It sounds weird and like I sound kind of creepy for this, but I'm just going and just seeing what's up. And the line has been the same length every single day. And I think I get it in a sense where a lot of people feel the need to stock up because people are taking. I heard someone say this the other day, well, if I don't stock up, if I don't go get toilet paper now, then I'm not going to have any toilet paper, which I understand, but that's just adding to all the hysteria, I think. So
now the other part of it though is, do you feel then that people should be staying home, or do you think that we should just be saying, you know what, fuck it, like just let everyone run rampant through the streets and cough on each other? What do you think?
I don't think that people should just be doing whatever. I did think that, not like, obviously not people not coughing on each other, but I thought that, like, it's not as big as a deal as people are fucking making it out to seem.
All right, well,
but
time will tell on that one, I guess.
I think it looks like it's getting worse.
Oh, it's getting worse, all right, so. But, all right, well, thanks, Space Doll X. We'll see if I can't get a few more Q&As in the Russian roulette going. And what else we got? Oh, apparently Young Dizzy, the Purple God, is ready this time. We'll see how that goes. Young Dizzy, the Purple God.
Hey, what's up, Nana? What's up?
Oh, you are ready.
Hey, what's up?
So it's Q&A Russian roulette time.
Yeah.
And so
well,
what's your cue?
Nothing.
Oh, you got nothing. Well, what did you?
I just want to talk about my job.
You want to talk?
It fucking sucks.
All right. You know what? Who gives a shit? Why not? Well, you know what? This fucking you're 500. My fucking listeners are just dipping like a motherfucker. So, yeah.
I was going to talk about it earlier, but
what you got for me?
So one of my roommates, coworker's wife she has the thing. So I decided to stay home from work this whole week because he told me. And I went to my parents' house and I told my boss and he said, "Oh, you're overreacting. Come to work." And I'm like, "No, I'm going to stay home." And I emailed HR and they were like, "Oh yeah, you can stay home, but just till Monday." And I was like, "Well, whatever." And the thing that pissed me off about this, everyone in that job is doing cocaine. Everyone's smoking weed. Everyone's drinking, bringing over prostitutes, just fucking them on the job. And I actually have a reason to stay home. Now, they're fucking with me.
Can I ask, what is this job?
A warehouse job, HVAC.
So you work in a warehouse, there's just blow and hookers everywhere. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. There's videos of it going on. That's not even the craziest thing. Apparently, $500,000 got embezzled over the past couple of years. Yeah, they were making product with the material they had on hand, or they were just selling the raw material. I don't know, and I don't care, but at least $500,000 from what everyone keeps saying. Some people say throughout a couple of years. Some people are saying $500,000 every quarter. I don't know. I don't care. But these people are getting away with this crazy shit.
Well, that's fun. Oh, and also you're gone. So, well, I think that's probably a good place to leave that one for now. Jesus Christ, I don't know what the fuck is going on in that warehouse apparently, but I guess that might be some good reasons to stay home. I don't know, but fuck, I don't know. Let's try some other calls here. Why not? Colby, it's Q&A Russian roulette. Are you there, Colby? I don't know. Maybe not. All right. Fuck it. We'll try it again in a second. Oh, you were there. So 3RS apparently has come prepared this time.
Oh, hello.
Are you prepared?
I am. I was actually... Okay, so story time. I was in Italy, and this was like a few years ago. And I was in a tour, and I was listening to some music, and I had my iPod turned on, and then I was like, oh, for some reason I have Buckley's worst songs on my iPod. All the lists from 2010 to now. And I was like, you know, Buckley's had a lot of fun with these, but I actually don't know if you've had fun with them. What's your proudest worst song list?
My proudest worst songs list. I guess if you wanted to say just from a pure numbers standpoint, the fact that the 2011 one hit 10 million views, pretty proud about that. But in terms of, it's a tough question to answer, I guess, without having looked back on them. Like, I haven't listened to, the 2012 edition since 2012, you know what I mean? Or the 2013 one. Someone reminded me of whichever one it was, the one with the, what was the song that was it was the worst song of the year. It was some rap song, the Watch Me Whip Nene.
Yes.
And
was that 2015? I don't remember.
It could be, but and my end joke for that one of the watch me sleep in this box yes. part. And I thought that I've always enjoyed that joke. And also the prediction worked out really well because where the fuck's that guy now, right?
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much came and went, and it was just novelty is something that you can only have for so long, and then it just eventually fades.
But I guess so. I guess that's my answer to that one.
So you think the 2015 list would be your favorite one?
For now, without getting a chance to listen to them all again and see where I felt my writing was strongest or what jokes I delivered best throughout each one, or which ones kind of were the strongest throughout, because there's certainly ones that I would probably go back and listen to and say, you know what, like this one was a little weak, or this one's, there's like 2 or 3 parts here that could have been a little stronger, but these 2 or 3 are really well done, or things like that. You know what, actually, I'll even go as far as saying I really enjoyed the format switch up that I pulled in last year's, the 2019 list, just because it freshened it up. I think that we are, YouTube has had enough fucking top 10 lists to last a lifetime, and to do it a little bit more, a little bit differently. I don't know if I would call it necessarily innovative, but nevertheless, it was a little bit different than the previous lists. I had a lot of fun doing it because I didn't think that I was going to have a lot of fun doing it. I thought that it was going to feel like a bit of a chore, having come off of a pretty lengthy absence and just like, fuck, I've got to do this because, if I don't, then I've done 2010 to 2018 and I'm just going to fucking hear it forever. Why didn't you do a 2019 list? Why didn't you do it? And it's like, well, you know what? So I came up with that idea and I executed it, and I think it went better than trying to make a list. And what's also really good about it, what I felt with that format, was that no one can bitch about placement, which fucking kills me. Again, I don't think everyone understands. That this is all comedy, right? Like it's all a joke. So people be like, oh yeah, I think number 3 should have been like number 8 and number 7 should have been number 2. And like, shut the fuck up. Okay. Like I fucking, That's not what this is supposed to be. You know, this ranking isn't really that important, okay? Like, this isn't...
Yeah, the
I don't know.
arbitrary placements.
This isn't fucking AFI's 100 best films here, okay? This is a fucking comedy list of 10 dumb songs that I'm making fun of. Let's, fucking dial it back a little bit there.
They're just basically mini musical autopsies.
Essentially.
Is that what you'd consider them?
Yeah, and I usually try and save, to a certain degree, the funniest as number one. Obviously, if it generally works out that I can be the funniest about the worst song, hopefully, right? But, and I don't think there was ever a time where I was like, you know what, this is the worst song, but this part was, I was able to say something funnier about this one. But overall, that's the idea.
Alexa, cancel.
Yeah, it looks like you're getting a call from Alexa there. So
yeah, I know. Anyway, that's really interesting to hear. And I do have one slightly different question about your autopsies. Well, not your autopsies. Do you plan on using that format that you used in the 2019 list for future lists, or do you have different plans for musical related video for year-end lists with videos like that?
Yeah, I think that I like that format. I might change it or tweak it a little bit or do something with it. I don't know, but I think that the 2020 version, assuming that I do it, which if all goes well, if everything continues on as it's been, then definitely it's a good possibility. It'll probably follow closer to the 2019 format. Maybe I'll do like a 3 worst and then the 3 worst at the end, and instead of just a 1 worst song or something like that, and I'll still have the different awards or whatever, but I haven't decided yet. It's March and the world's dying. I'll figure out what I'm going to do in December, probably a little closer to like October or something. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, 3RS. Time for maybe 1 or 2 more, and we'll see what we got here. And then we'll call her a night here. But let's see if there's anyone with a really funny... This isn't really a funny name, but how about Oreo Toast?
Hello.
Yeah, what's going on, Oreo Toast?
Not too much. Still panicked, dealing with things as they come and go.
That's fun. Now I'm detecting a slight accent there.
I'm from Alberta. I live in
the...
Edmonton. I'm from up in Grand Prairie.
That is not the accent that I thought that was at first. All right.
No?
Well, I thought you were maybe like Irish or something, like a very slight British accent going on there. And no, it just turns out it's one of those weird Canadian ones. All right. Well, Oreo Toast. It's Q&A Russian roulette. What do you got for me?
My question for you tonight is, how do you like your steak?
How do I like my steak? Probably, I usually say medium. Because it depends at a restaurant. Usually they don't get quite there, so I'll usually say medium, knowing that it's probably going to come closer to medium rare, and that's just fine with me. If I say medium rare, it's probably going to be a little bit. I'll eat a somewhat rare steak if I have to, but for the most part, I would say medium.
Fair enough.
All right.
I don't think I have anything else for you.
Well, good, because I'm booting you anyway. That was Oreo Toast with the Q&A Russian roulette. Let's see if we can get a couple more short ones in there like that, where I don't have to fucking yammer on for the rest of my fucking life about my stupid-ass worst songs list. I mean, I love them. They are great. And let's see with what else we got here. How about this person? Deadly Dahlia. Are you there, Deadly Dahlia? Apparently not. I got to go through these very quickly. So if your fucking mic's not ready, I don't know why you're in the fucking lobby. You know what time it is. You're listening to the show, hopefully. You got a fucking idea, hopefully, of what's happened. So how about Black Pikachu? Black Pikachu. Are you there?
Stay.
Oh, I think Black Pikachu's talking to a dog or some shit right now.
Hey, stay.
Yeah, we'll just let this run for a minute. Hey, Black Pikachu. Are you there? I guess not. All right, well, that was fun for a moment. All right. Talking to his fucking dog, not paying attention. That's gonna happen. All right, how about Genaflex? Are you there?
Hello?
Hello? Are you there?
Hello?
Hey, Genaflex, what's up? It's Q&A Russian roulette time.
Hi.
You got a question for me?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't, actually. I wasn't quite prepared for this.
You're in the fucking goddamn lobby and you don't have a question for me. Hey, now I detect an accent there. Where are you from there, Genaflex?
I'm from the UK.
From the UK. I would never have guessed. Whereabouts in the UK? You don't have to tell me your address or anything like that, but...
I'm from Plymouth.
From Plymouth? I don't know why.
Southwest.
I don't know why I fucking asked. I don't know. If you didn't say London, I was pretty well fucked in this one. Hey, Genaflex, well, thanks anyway, and I don't know. If you come up with a question, maybe you'll get on next time. I don't know. Yeah, I just booted her. All right, so fucking see if we can get one more before I call it a night. Can't just die on that shit. Makes for a pretty bad ending for a show. So I don't know. What's the Shrimpinator got to say? The Shrimpinator, are you there?
Hello.
What is going on?
Not much.
All right.
I was on the phone with someone. I had to tell him, I gotta go real quick.
Well, I don't want to interrupt you or anything, but it's Q&A Russian roulette, so you got a question for me.
Yes, I do.
What's the question?
What kind of... Are you planning on going back to a certain song list, like the 1970s or the 50s ones, like you did, the one-offs?
Yeah, like the 5 worst songs of whatever decade, or not whatever decade, sorry, the 5 worst songs whatever year, where I usually played a character, right? Where
Buckley's uncle.
Yeah, Arthur Buckley, or what was the other guy's name? Andrew, maybe?
I can't remember. It's been quite a while.
Yeah, the 70s one was like a military guy serving in Nam or something like that. So anyway, possibly I've got a couple ideas maybe for versions like that. And then, as I mentioned to people last show, one of the ideas I had was doing something called Musical Autopsy Cold Case, where I would find an older song and do a musical autopsy of it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So, but it would be more, because obviously whether, I guess when I do the character ones, you don't really know if that's my opinion or not. That's the opinion of that character. Whereas
could be like an Andy Kaufman type thing.
Whereas with this, if I was to do a musical autopsy where it's me doing the autopsy, well, I guess now that's my opinion. That's not the opinion of my fake grandfather that never existed and never did radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, you should pitch to Disney a sequel to Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Where that's the movie you were in, right? You said you were Carney.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Right?
I worked on it,
like in the background.
Yeah, you won't see me in it, unfortunately. But I did work for that movie. Yes, so I should be pitching a sequel. What's the idea for the sequel?
The Carney, who was part of the whole. I haven't watched it in a while, but he saw the vampire, and from that very day, he became a vampire hunter. And would hunt down vampires who was trying to date kids' moms.
Oh, okay. So
that should be the pitch.
I'm like Van Helsing.
Yes.
But like I ran a fucking balloon dart stand.
Oh yeah, you use like the darts as like daggers, like instead of like nailing a stake in their heart, you just throw like darts or something.
I'm thinking about a different idea instead.
Use a cane.
The sequel, it's going to be Mom Got AIDS from a Vampire.
Or current events. Mom got coronavirus from a vampire.
Mom got COVID from a vampire. Yeah, we're really workshopping this. All right, well, thanks, the Shrimpinator. All right, you know what? I think we're going to leave it right there. Why not? That's probably as good a fucking spot as any. So thanks for listening tonight. Once again, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/dosabuckley. Hey, let's do this again for maybe 300 people fucking next Friday. We'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next time.